Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and we're loaded up and ready to trek across the country ravaged by the Death Stranding to bring you everything you need to remember before taking your first steps on the beach. Naturally, there will be major spoilers ahead, and we highly recommend you play through the game for yourself, as it's one of those titles that's about the journey rather than the destination and is better experienced. With that out of the way, let's load up and set out.
It's time for you to hit the road and start a new journey.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. More than a walking sim.
A delivery? Oh, good.
Upon release, Death Stranding was quickly labeled as nothing more than a delivery or walking sim. But the game is so much deeper than its surface level impressions, as well as one of Kojima's most emotionally charged narratives he's ever crafted. While it is true most of your time will be spent delivering packages to reconnect America while uncovering the mystery of the Death Stranding, there's a multitude of systems that players need to account for before they set out for each delivery. Besides package organization, there is also terrain, timefall, BT, and package management, with any damaged packages resulting in fewer rewards. There is also the Strand system, in which players assist other porters by building and maintaining numerous materials to assist deliveries such as roads, shelters, or chargers. The game's focus on connections means the more you help other players, the more in-game rewards you can earn to help pay it forward.
Correct.
The Sixth Extinction Event.
Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five.
Within the world of Death Stranding, and based on a real-world theory that explains the mass extinction of species over millions of years, the Death Stranding is caused by an extinction entity, or someone connected to both the beach and the world of the living. We discover through conversations with Heartman that each extinction event was predetermined by the birth of an extinction entity, who characteristically still has their umbilical cord attached, connecting them to both the beach and the living world. It's revealed that while humanity still technically has a few 100,000 years left until their extinction event, Amelie has accelerated the process to get it over with, driven by the loneliness of being trapped on her beach. It's also heavily implied that the Sixth Extinction Event will be the last, wiping out all living things on Earth once and for all.
If I had just done my job, none of this would have happened. But I couldn't take it anymore. I got so tired of waiting, and I figured that no one would blame me if I just got it all over with.
The rope and the stick.
We convinced community after community to join the UCA, and we left behind our own people to help them.
Death Stranding opens with a quote from Kobe Abe's Nawa, or the rope, in which since the dawn of man there have been two tools, the stick and the rope. The metaphorical rope was used to bring people together, while the stick was used as a deterrent to keep out the bad. Kojima has since explained that Death Stranding is a game about connections, and through Sam's travels across the ruined America, he reconnects the broken communities and reestablishes a unified nation. Within the game, Sam's main weapon is a rope, and the use of firearms is greatly discouraged. In Death Stranding 2, Kojima begs the question, should we have connected? And we see Sam much more ready and willing to use firearms this time around. Higgs even makes a comment about Sam trading out the rope for a stick, the significance of which will likely become clearer during the events of On the Beach.
Looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go-round.
BBs. BBs, or bridge babies, are unborn babies of still mothers who are unfortunately brain dead, transferred to a specialized pod that simulates their mother's womb, and through their connection to the beach are used as tools by porters and other travelers in the world to sense BTs through a kind of echolocation in combination with another invention, the Odradek. It's through experiments with BBs that led to the first void outs and public distrust of BBs. BBs unfortunately only have a limited timeline, with many of them being retired after 1 year. Anyone who connects to a BB is not only connected to the beach and exposed to chiralium, giving those without dooms, or a strong connection to the other side, an allergic reaction, but can sometimes experience memories from the BB or from the beach. It's because of this effect that the usage of BBs in people with dooms is highly restricted. BTs.
He looks hungry.
Beach things, or BTs, are souls trapped and prevented from crossing over. Extremely hostile to the living, simply encountering a living thing is enough to cause a void out, which in turn leads to more BT and chiral activity. Human bodies must be incinerated within 48 hours of death before they can necrotize and become a BT. BTs were responsible for multiple void outs before ways to counter them were discovered. BTs can come in a variety of forms, but are typically humanoid connected through umbilical cords. Because of their constant connection to the beach, they can only be perceived by people with high enough dooms or using BBs to track them. Some people with high enough dooms can even control BTs, summoning the creatures into the living world. Many speculate that BTs are most like ghosts, in which their souls can't move on due to connections, sheer hatred, or unfinished business in the living world.
So this is a done deal.
The beach.
Falling down, London Bridge is falling down.
The beach can best be described as limbo, the place where souls end up before making their final journey to the other side. Most people have their own beach, and everyone's beach can appear differently to them. But characteristically, they all involve a beach and a body of water the deceased ventures into to presumably pass over. Sometimes, however, many people can share the same beach, say in the event of a catastrophic event such as a void out, killing hundreds of people at once. It's theorized that only humanity has the beach, as they are also the only species to necrotize upon death. Time is suspended on the beach, so some with strong enough dooms can use it for traversal, such as how Fragile can seemingly teleport instantaneously from one place to another. The beach is also the lifeblood of the chiral network, being used to reconnect the United Cities of America because of this timeless effect.
Yeah. Like Mario and Princess Beach.
Companions.
My name is Fragile.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
Over the course of his journey to reconnect America, Sam meets numerous people, each affected by the Death Stranding in their own way. Deadman is a doctor and Frankenstein creation brought to life through experiments with cadavers and stem cells. For this reason, Deadman has no soul and no beach. Die Hardman is a former soldier who served under Sam's father Cliff and was considered unkillable and is the current president of the UCA. Heartman died during an operation and now dies again every 21 minutes and uses that time to search his beach for his family. This repeated process makes him an expert on the beach. Fragile is the owner of Fragile Express, a porter service and wrongfully accused of causing a void out. She later becomes one of Sam's closest allies. And finally, Mama, who Sam reconnects, literally, with her twin sister, and who both have deep ties to the development of the chiral network.
Don't act like you're the same person. You've learned how to touch, to feel. You've connected with people. With us.
Higgs.
Oh, Sam Bridges. Careful. Contents are fragile.
Besides the Death Stranding itself, Higgs is the main antagonist of the game. A former porter with an extremely high level of dooms, Higgs once worked with Fragile as she taught him how to make use of the beach, where he first encountered Amelie and became obsessed with advancing the Death Stranding. Higgs became the unofficial leader of a terrorist group, the Homo Demons, a cult whose main goal was to assist the extinction entity through BTs and void outs. Higgs also became obsessed with Sam and his connection with Amelie and sees Sam as an obstacle to furthering his plan of advancing the final extinction. Higgs also betrayed Fragile, framing her for the void out of Middle Knot City. Higgs and Sam have one final confrontation on Amelie's beach where Fragile would eventually leave Higgs stranded on the beach. supposedly unable to return and without the additional power boost to his dooms given to him by Amelie.
Hey, brother.
Sam.
Sam Porter Bridges. The man who delivers.
Sam not only serves as our main protagonist and delivery man extraordinaire, but also one of the most important people in the events of the Death Stranding. Progressing in the story, we learn that Sam was once a BB. However, through his death and repatriation, or ability to return after death, he accelerated the Extinction Event when he was first brought back to life after being found on the beach by Amelie. It's this connection to Amelie, who Sam initially believes is his sister, that is the igniting point for the Death Stranding. Reconnecting the United Cities of America, he finds himself integral to preventing the Sixth Extinction Event. By the game's end, then, Sam has prevented the Sixth Extinction and seemingly retired from deliveries to raise his former BB, Lou. Heavy stuff. The Death Stranding. While the true origins of the Death Stranding are still a mystery, we do know that there have been 5 previous Death Strandings, all brought on by an extinction entity. In the world of Death Stranding, this takes the form of Bridget Strand and her soul Amelie, trapped on her beach during surgery. Once Amelie revived Sam, her true purpose became clear as the world of the living and the dead became connected through the Death Stranding. Souls from the beach started to manifest in the living world, which, if encountered by the living, would cause a void out, an explosion more devastating than a nuclear bomb. The Death Stranding also brought chiralium into our world, which led to events such as timefall that had devastating effects on living things. Eventually, humanity learned how to repurpose chiralium, but its overusage just led to further BT activity and more void outs before Sam and Amelie managed to postpone the Sixth Extinction.
Before each of the Big Five, life rebelled. They fought back, evolved in order to survive.
We've only scratched the surface of some of the events in Death Stranding, but we want to know, what was your favorite delivery or moment in Death Stranding? And what are you most looking forward to finding on the beach?
Sam the man in the dark about everything.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.